Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are looking at SUI, SEI and Aptos. We'll look at their updates and see what is going on with them and whether they are bearish or bullish in my opinion. So let's get started. So looking at SEI, they actually had a pretty good update. So as you can see, phase 2 is here. It is open for builders and early adopter, which is pretty good. So this is their actually EVM only, I think, explorer, and as you can see here, it has been actually doing pretty well. We do have an increase in transaction, as you can see, so it has come out recently. So I think from now on we may see a lot of activity going on SEI, and I think that is going to be pretty awesome. Beside that, we do have version 2 update on how it will actually come out. So the first phase would be governance. After that we'll have deployment and SEI beta, so it's going to be pretty interesting. So I think we'll have to look for that as well. So beside that, they did actually do the phase 2 airdrop. So phase 2 of the SEI airdrop is here. So total I think around 27 million SEI tokens are available to 43 unique addresses. Stakers, liquid stakers and NFT collectors are eligible for that, so that's pretty interesting, I think. After that, we do have actually their first NFTs coming out on the version 2, as you can see, which is for, I think, bump. Overall, SEI has been doing pretty awesome, so I think that is pretty awesome to see. So let's just try to see on the DeFi Llama how their TVL is actually doing. So I think the TVL should be doing pretty awesome, as I think the ecosystem has actually started to go up again. So it's only around 23 million. I know it's not that much, but I think with the EVM coming out, I think it will only increase slowly because we'll have a lot of liquidity on their DeFi after that. So let's just see. Overall, it does not look good for its TVL. As you can see, as of now we have a lot of red going on for their TVL. I don't actually like that. So beside that, for the SEI coin itself, I think this one still does have a lot of potential, but there is a problem. So if you look here, the circulating supply is around 3 billion as of now, 2.9 billion, and it has a max supply of 10 billion. So from September, or I think it's from August, or from September, we'll see investors getting their tokens. So I think that is going to be a problem, because if you look at the SEI investors, I think they raised two rounds with the first round had around 7 investors and the second one had around 14 investors. So I think we are going to see a pretty good sale pressure once these investors do get their coins. So we have OKX as well, others going on. I think for their first investors, we do have Coinbase as well. So we do have a lot of investors. I think they will start taking the profit once it does come out. So they will start getting their tokens from September 2024. So if you are holding SEI, you have to be careful about that. I think we do have a pretty good pump point, as the EMB, version 2 is coming out, which is EMB, and I think that is going to actually grow SEI itself. But this sell pressure, I think, may be actually not a good idea for this coin. Still, till 2025 January, if you look here, investors will get around 247 million tokens. It's not that much, but still it is going to be a significant pressure, sell pressure, I think. So in case for its price action, I think we'll have to wait for the entries below around these points, because I think we waiting for the sell out to happen and getting into the SEI after that would be pretty interesting. So the first entry, which I think I'll just delete these are from my last video. So I think the first entry, which for the SEI would be pretty interesting, and I think that is most likely going to be a bounce back, is around here. Around 35 to 36 is a pretty interesting entry. So if you are able to get it around here, and if you're interested in this coin, I think this is going to be pretty awesome entry. And after that, I think we do have a pretty good entry around here as well. So I think if we are able to get both of these entries in a dollar cost average, I think it will be a pretty profitable trade, and we can actually sell it around 45 or even 50 cents. So it could actually end up going up again. So if it does want to go, as of now, I think we do need to break out this downtrend, and it did break out here, but I don't think it's going to hold that much because it's going down again. So it will be pretty interesting to see how it will perform. But as of now, I think once the investors do get their coins, I think it will probably see a sell pressure, but still it does have a pretty big market cap around 1.5 billion. Even if it does drop to 1 billion, I don't think it's going to impact its price that much. I think the lowest will probably go is around 24 to 21. But if the BTC does crash, I think we could actually head towards something like 11 or 11 or 9 cent if the BTC does crash. If it does not, I think these are the pretty good entries. So if the BTC does crash, I think these are the next two entries which I'm looking at. The first one will be around 15 to 13, and after that 11 to 9.6. These are the pretty good entries. So I think for the long run, this coin is going to be I think one of the biggest layer one in the future, because this one is actually the fastest blockchain as of now, and they are, I think, the faster than Solana as well. They do have pretty good investors, including Coinbase, even Circle, which is a big one. So overall, I think I am still bullish on SEI, but I'm just concerned about their token unlocks, which are coming up in, I think, September. So I think you have to be careful if you are planning to hold SEI. So I think, yeah, so they will start getting their tokens from 15 August. So you have to be careful if you are holding the SEI, but I think it's not going to actually be that much sell pressure, but still it is going to be sell pressure. So whenever the coin does pump, I think the investor will probably take their profit. So it is going to be hindrance if SEI wants to go up, but still overall I think this coin is still bullish, and they have started to actually once their version 2 is live, I think we'll be in a better position for this coin in general. So this was it for the SEI. So after that, we are looking at SUI. So of course, SUI itself is very bullish. So if you look at the blockchain, it has been growing rapidly, and we do have a lot of updates on the Twitter as well. So going through the updates is pretty useless as of now, but if we look at their DeFi, it has been growing rapidly. As you can see, of course, it has not seen a big pumps like these, but still it has been constantly going up, as you can see, which is pretty awesome. And as you can see, the top DeFi platform does have gained a lot of TVL recently or in the past 1 month, which is pretty awesome. Overall, it is pretty green for the SUI in the long run, as you can see, and SUI's ecosystem is really growing rapidly, which is pretty awesome. But for the SUI coin itself, there is a big problem. So if you look here, it has been in that constant downtrend, and there is a reason behind that. I will come to that in just a second. So we are here on the 8th May, as you can see here. So if you just go to the token unlocks, if you look here, we have a big cliff on the 8th of the May, as you can see here, and right after that we see a pretty big downward move, as you can see. So we hit a new low, which was around 88 cent, and it was a demand zone, which was pretty good. It got filled, so pretty good for that. But still, I don't think that we have seen a full sell pressure here. I think we are probably going to see a sell pressure once it does pump again. So if for a reason, so it does somehow gets the pump, and it ends up hitting 1.4 or even $1.5, I think we are going to see this massive sell pressure coming in, and I think which is going to be significant. If you are a holder of the SUI coin, you have to be careful. And from now on, we do have monthly unlocks as well, so which you have to be very careful with this coin, because as of now the investors have received, I think, around if you just look here, we have Series A, Series B, as well as instant treasury. So for the Series A, they have received over 500 million tokens, and for the Series B, they have received around 251 million tokens. So and the next month, or I think just in 2 days, they will be getting for Series B, they will be getting 19 million coins, and for the Series A, they will be getting 19 million as well. So same thing happens the next week, next month as well. So as you can see here, and this continues till, I think this continues till 2030. But the significant sell pressure, I think, starts slowing down is from 2026. So each month the investors are getting a lot of tokens, and I think that is probably going to stop SUI from hitting new highs. But if somehow SUI does get a lot of hype, I think those investors are going to make a lot of money, and I think that sell pressure could be actually stopped, because they could be selling in a small chunks, which could be pretty good. But as of now, we don't have that much demand for the SUI. We do have a demand for the SUI, as you can see. Because of that, it has actually pumped again from hitting a low towards, I think it actually did pump 30% up, which was pretty awesome. But I think you have to be careful if you are a holder of this coin. So the best way to deal with this coin is to just get on the demand zones. So we have a first demand zone around 88 to 81. After that, we do have a demand zone around 75 to 67, and after that we have a demand zone of around 59 to 50, and after that we have around 40 cent to 36 cents. So the best way to actually, I think, if you're a holder of SUI or believer of the SUI, I think the best way to deal with this coin as of now is to just get it around these demand zone and sell it as soon as it pumps. Because I think if we just look here, we do have a pretty massive sell pressure, and I think which is coming from these investors. So you have to be careful if you are the holder of SUI because of exact this reason. So of course, I think SUI itself is very bullish as of now. The blockchain itself is doing pretty awesome in terms of DeFi. In terms of TVL, the TVL is doing pretty awesome. Of course, it's not doing that much good. If we look at the Arbitrum has been actually pumping, as you can see, making new highs. Same goes for the base, even the blast is doing pretty awesome. But still, SUI in itself is doing pretty awesome as of now. So the only problem with this SUI coin are these investors. So whether you like it or not, I think these investors coin do matters, because they are one of the biggest sellers in the market. Of course, most of them may not be selling, but I think there will be sellers. So you have to be careful if you are holding SUI. So this was it for the SUI. Let's move to other one. So the last video of this coin is going to be Aptos. Aptos or APT is the biggest competitor of SUI. So after that we have Ethereum, Near, and others, of course. So but in terms of max supply, SUI does have a max supply as well as SEI. But APT or Aptos does not have max supply. So it's like Ethereum, Solana, and Near when it comes to the max supplies. Those also don't have max supplies, so you have to actually keep that in mind. So even if we look at the updates on the Aptos, of course they have a lot of going on when it comes to the update. Their ecosystem is slowly growing, which is pretty good. They have been actually posting a lot on their Twitter, so which is pretty awesome. We won't be going over that because I think that will just only take the time of the video. So I will just go directly on the important things. So the first important thing is that SUI itself, if you just look at the market cap, Aptos has, I think, 3.9. If you look at the SUI, I think SUI does not have that much. Just a second, where is it? So if you just look at the SUI, of course SEI has around 1.5 billion. And if you look at SUI has around 2.3 billion. But when it comes to its TVL, SUI has around 700 million, and it is growing slowly. So if we look at Aptos, it has actually gone down significantly, and it has started to recover, but still it's not that much. So I think in that case, SUI has seen more growth than Aptos, which is pretty surprising because SUI was actually behind Aptos. But as of now, it has overtaken Aptos when it comes to TVL, and I think it could actually end up beating Aptos in the long run as well, who knows. But still, Aptos has started to recover, which is pretty good for Aptos, and I think that is going to be pretty significant. Like SUI, Aptos does have a problem with, I think that is with its supply. So if you look here, in 13 days we have a cliff coming in where we'll see investors get around 2.8 million tokens. We have foundation, community, and core contributors. So just a second. So if we look here, the Aptos has a sell pressure each month. As you can see, most of it is actually coming from community, so I don't think that actually matters, but I think the investors one does matter. So this actually graph at the right, as you can see, this is for the investors, as you can see. So as of now, investors have received around 53 million Aptos, which is the worth of that is around $500 million, as you can see. So they will start getting their tokens till I think 2026, and the total worth is going to be around $1.26 billion, which is a lot. So I think that does actually contribute to the sale pressure all the Aptos is facing. The Aptos is facing. If you look here, so it did hit as high as $19, so it's actually down over half. It's actually down over 50, over I think 100, or I think it's 50. So it's down over I think 64%, which is a pretty big down. So that is not good for the Aptos. So if we do look here, the biggest move actually came on April 9th or 10th. So if you just go here and see where is the April 9th, so we actually did saw a pretty big downgrade from here. So I think the investors which got their tokens in November, they were just holding, and I think they sold out when it hit $19. So I think that was one of the biggest sellout for the Aptos in my opinion. And if you look here, it was around its recent high, which was around its previous high, which was around $20. So I don't think it actually matters. Still, overall I think APT is still bearish if you look at it, but it is actually down 64%. So there could be good entries. When it comes to the entries, I think the best entry for APT is somewhere. Yeah, so I think this is going to be the best entry for the APT, which is still, I think we need to go even more down, which is around $5. So that could actually end up happening, but I think this is going to be the biggest bounce back point for the APT. If somehow APT does get some crazy partnerships or even some crazy breakthroughs, it could actually end up pumping again, but as of now it's not looking that good. And I think even if it does go up, I think we do have a pretty good sell pressure. Just a second, let me go to the weekly chart and see if we have any sell pressure. So even if it does go up, I think we do have a pretty good sell pressure around $11, or even if it does break that, I think we do have pretty good sell pressure around 12, or even 15 or 14 is a pretty good sell pressure. But I don't think it's going to hit this one, because if you just look at these weeks, we have the sellers in controls, and I don't think that is going to actually be changing anytime soon. But if I'm wrong, I will definitely update it. But as of now, I think we do have pretty good entry around 5.13. so it may not happen as of now, but still, if you're into this coin, I think the other entry which I think should be pretty interesting is around here. That should be around 7.37 to 6.79 is a pretty good entry point if you are planning to buy this coin. And after that, we have this entry point. So still, these are very much lower, but I think if the BTC does go down and ends up hitting 50k or even 58k, I think Aptos is most definitely going towards 7.37 or even $6.8. If it does break this demand zone, I think we are heading towards 5.13 to 4.67. So this was it. I hope you liked the video. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.